officials make important decisions. We pray to you in heaven up above to watch over the world of us, and it's all we pray in your name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Be facing flag for pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May be seated.
Do I record?
I know that our videos and things are minutes, but I want to make sure that because we don't have any officials, that minutes are accurate. Okay.
At this time, I'd just like to state for the record that I know we don't have any electricity right now, but just for the record that we do have a quorum here present is Mayor Mario Garza, Commissioner Marky Villegas, and Commissioner Neto Coach Guajardo. Just for the record. Thank you. Yeah, Ms. Diana, do we have any public comments?
No public comments.
Good evening, commissioners, staff, and three members. The first item on the agenda, presentation of departmental reports. Tonight we have Department of Finance, Police Department, Municipal Court, Fire Department, Library, and Department of Utilities. I think every department, all the directors here, many available, if you have any questions. However, I'd like to just set up a thing there. As we all know, last night we had an unwelcome visitor that came to the city. And, but I'd like to commend our staff for stepping up the way they did last night. Fire department, sanitation department, utility departments, and everybody that was involved. Thank you all so much for responding the way you all responded. It was a good effort on the mayor, because what is you all, the mayor, I believe, were there, Commissioner, and Mr. Marky Villegas and Mr. Commissioner Guajardo, they were all there present, so thank you all so much for that, for their presence. Also, you have before you, you have a flyer for next week's 4th of July celebration that will be held on July 3rd. It's on Wednesday. Again, this is a Bring Your Own Barbecue Pit Mayor that we initiated 3 years ago. We started kind of slow the first year, then the second we got a little bit of momentum in this year. All of the spaces that were available were all taken. Now we're accommodating additional spaces, maybe like 4 or 5 more that we have available. On Wednesday, there's going to be some music, water slide. There's about maybe 4, maybe 5. Wrestling is going to be taking place here. There's no MMA, but it's going to be a wrestling match. You guys are invited to participate if you'd like to. Just throw in your name. If you want to bring a mascara, go ahead and do that. And also, like this year, we started with a parade. There's seems to be quite a bit of entry there, commissioners that are in that parade. So we're hoping for a good event, and hopefully we will be quite event.
Now in reference to the parade, is there a charge, or if anybody out there who is interested in Mr. Guajardo, do you know?
Yeah, actually for the July parade, there's not a fee for citizens or any nonprofit organizations. We do have a fee for any political advertisements. Okay, that's the only fee. It's a $100 fee for that. Now, we do not have a fee if they're current officials right now.
Any questions?
In adding to Mr. Ona, Mr. Garza, good leadership out there, man. I saw what you were doing. JJ Rambo, your supervisor, everything was in place, no problem at all. Yes, of course, I know that we don't want to be out there also because it can happen something to us, our vehicles can get stored. But as ours, the city commission, We are, like public servant for you guys. This is where sometimes you see us out there trying to help, you know, give you another problem, you guys, but it only came out to be a perfect issue. My only thing I regret is for the residents that it's hard to control Mother Nature. We have so much water in that last bit of time, so that's why we get flooded. You know, I know that a lot of the drains, my subdivision, a lot of the subdivisions, the water was gone within less than an hour. I mean, Rainbow, thank you for cleaning all those drains and all that, but it takes part from every single one. Chief Gonzalez, your officers also did a lot out there, so thank you very much for you guys serving our city, and it looks good when everybody works together, and we did what we needed to do. Yeah.
Guys, I really appreciate it as well. First time that I've been involved in something like that, right, Commissioner? Phone calls, I know Mr. Wahada was out there. Mayor and myself went out there with a phone call from somebody that needed some, the husband was there, couldn't, just completely trapped, it was over here at Las Flores. And so we went out there and we got the sandbags and we went out and did a couple of houses, what we could do. But it's amazing to see them. We saw Rambo guys out there, we saw them, JJ Salinas, your staff over here on Hall Acres. So I commend you guys for that. I mean, little things like that, it's not to gloat or anything on our behalf. We just do the little amount that we could. But congratulations to you guys. That was a job well done. Like Mr. Wahada said, considering for the amount of rain that fell in such a short amount of time. So it was pretty, it's kind of nice to know that it got cleaned up pretty quick, guys. So commend you guys.
Just on a small note as well, I just want to thank Chief and also JJ Salinas, Rambo, and all you directors as well. You know, you guys play a big role in everything that we do. One thing, just to let you guys know that one thing I did stress with Mr. Arjona, I know last year we did a workshop, Chief, and we're looking forward into doing something like this again. We just got to make sure that, you know, we're all on the same page and we all have a duty, you know, when it comes to something like this. You know, we were, like Wahada mentioned, it was just, we were caught unexpected. You know, I didn't think it was going to rain that much, but obviously you know that we can't predict Mother Nature. You know, we just got to go with the punches and do our best. And I thank all the directors, you know, for being there, for our chief, and you know, them doing a great job. But just to let you know that, yeah, here in the next maybe 2 weeks, or less than that, I plan to have another big round table with all the directors, so that way we can sit in and we can just make sure that everyone's on the same page and everyone has a duty. Because God forbid, I just don't want to say this word, but you know what I'm talking about. If we have a big storm coming our way, are we prepared for it? Obviously the answer is no. Not only us, but anybody all over the valley. You know, we just got to do our best to take the bull by its horns. But I thank you guys, you know, for the great work you're doing. Anything else, Jim? For the directors? If not, we're just going to go to the more. Thank you.
Under public hearing and ordinances, we have hold a public hearing to consider an ordinance in the first reading for the comprehensive plan for the cities of Juan, envisioning our future. As you may recall, there, Commissioners and we started this project, I want to say about a year ago, and a little bit less than a year ago for this particular project. I think we're the television or we're implementing now. So, Mr. Juan.
So, Mayor, Commissioners, so we're just gonna go over, this plan started about a year ago. Staff, P&Z Commission as well as the consultant, and Bagley Associates. This plan, it's a guide for the city for about the next 20 years. I'm just going to read this verbatim. It's future development and growth based on a series of goals and actions focused on land use, transportation, economic development, and development actions from the Public Works and Utilities Department. So this plan is going to be, it's looked at as a guide for the city for the next 20 years. The city wants to grow. It's going to show us, we have to add utilities, drainage streets. So we incorporate this plan into the city for the future growth that we're gonna have. And Ms. Ann Bagley, she's gonna go into the details. We've all been working on this project, city manager, staff, the P&Z commission, as well as you guys now. So planning and zoning did recommend this, so we're bringing it to the city commission.
Good evening. It's nice to be here with you all tonight. Thank you for listening to all this. I want to first of all thank you all as the City Commission. I want to thank City staff and Mr. Arjona. City staff has been wonderful to work with. The department heads were great in giving me a lot of information. Mr. Escobar as the planning director and Monica Gomez, the planner, have been really good to work with. I'd like to compliment the IT department for the little pictures they gave us and for setting up for our meetings. So really, as I promised you, Mr. Arjona, this is a concise plan. It's 62 pages. I used to do plans that were 300 pages and they were FUD factors that were never used. So what this envisioning our future San Juan's comprehensive plan is really looking at, it's an education process to do a plan. It is informative. Plans are used in a lot of different ways. A lot of times they're used as a marketing tool, but they're mainly used to make decisions within the city, and there are guidelines within this. Major decisions, whether they're land use decisions, whether they're economic development decisions, budget decisions. So as we go through the plan, the first section of the plan is an introduction. It gives really some basic information on the plan and why we did it. There's a community profile that's very helpful for people that are looking at San Juan for maybe moving here. Developers and investors tend to like to see a city having a comprehensive plan because it gives them some idea that the city's got a plan and they know what they're doing. So even though we see in San Juan, and we wanted to stress, your income is, citizen income is not all that high, but we'd like to think of these people that are looking at locating their businesses here, not so looking at the market, but looking at your available workforce. So that's very important to take that direction. The land use plan is probably the one I'm most invested in. Land use is really how you're using your land now and how maybe you want to use it in the future. And that constitutes an existing land use map in the plan. There's a small one. We do note in the plan that bigger maps are available in the planning office. But the next part is a future land use plan, looking at where things should be located in the future in the city. It's very general. I don't want to tie the hands. I haven't put specific tracks for apartments. I've looked at more wide-ranged opportunities for housing. And it also has several sections in it that talk about all the different kinds of uses that are there. It focuses on what we're calling opportunity areas, the expressway corridor, Nolana, South Stewart Road as being places that we'd like to focus development on. One of the things I really want to stress with this plan is looking at cooperation between your different departments. I want to see this plan is promoting the idea of economic development working with the planning department, not one promising something and the other one saying, no, you can't do it. The coordinated development reviews that are there to start you all on the right foot. You know, as you remember, several years ago, I helped you all do a corridor plan for the freeway corridor, and that's an important opportunity area for you all. The thoroughfare plan part of this plan is really based with the Hidalgo County thoroughfare plan. We didn't try to change theirs at all. We used that. In the land use plan, we're also recommending some changes. Some new housing types need to be put in, would be good to put in your zoning ordinance. Right now, you can't legally build duplexes and townhomes and patio homes, but looking at different types of development. The one thing I want the planning department to do with this plan is look at the future land use map to see if it's in agreement with what somebody wants to do, but also have the opportunity to ask the question when an applicant comes in, is when they make an application, what do you really want? What are you really want to do? How does it affect the surrounding area? How does it affect the traffic? Is it what San Juan wants? in there. So those are the things I want to. That works into economic development. You've done a lot with economic development over the years, but you can do a lot more, and that's looking at, again, cooperating and attracting new business. This plan does not include a new drainage plan or a new utilities plan, but it does say that we should have one. You need that. So the Public Works, Utilities, and Service sections look at different action items that are needed to work hand in hand with development. And that's what that part does. The last section is there's a section on explains capital improvements, and then the last section is on implementation. Basically, you as the City Commission are the implementers of the plan eventually. But it also provides an action chart, an implementation actions for the next current to 5, 6 to 10, and 11 to 15 plus years. The actions all come out of the different sections of the plan and look at how to move things forward in the city of St. Juan. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have about the plan.
This time, I'm gonna go ahead and open this public hearing up at 6:18 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any members of the commission have any questions at this time?
I would like to compliment, we had two citizens, Mr. Edward Rodriguez and Mr. Rick Ramirez, that attended most all of our comprehensive plan meetings. So we did have
In reference, I got a question. In reference into the industrial, you documented here that it's 38 acres on page 4-1. Huh? Yes, page 65.
That's calculated off of the map, but we can check that before you go to.
Now, can that, I don't know if you can maybe answer this, but on this acreage, can you develop on that area or? Do you know, Mr.?
The industrial,
It just depends.
it depends. It suggests, it's current, you're talking about 4-1 is the current existing land use.
Correct.
It's zoned that, there are different industrial development that can be done on different acres. You know, it depends on what they really want to do and what they want to go through to develop, whether it has to be filled or other, and what the utilities are available. On the future land use, also on page 4-5, I want to tell you, we put the floodway in hatch mark there, and that's really, it can be used for agriculture, it can be used for parks, it can be used for a variety of things. The one thing in this area is you want to delineate it and not have more houses in it. You've got a few houses in that area. Probably part of your water problems.
When I went through it, that will be the same opportunity to pinpoint what is it that we can and cannot do. A lot of times there's developers that come over to my office and ask, can I do, for instance, a particular shop here that is an auto mechanic shop? Well, no, because it's essentially a court, it's essentially anything has to do with retail commercial, and all that. So before they spend their monies, they come to us, and we'll know exactly what is the mechanic and have to do with those places, those residential apartments and so on. So we move forward.
At this time, I'm gonna go ahead and close this at 6:20 p.m. 6:20 p.m. Is there a motion approved?
Motion on Mr. Juan's recommendation.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, and we'll be back to you in a couple of months with the parks plan.
Great. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item under appointments, consider the removal and or appointment of board members related to the San Juan Memorial Library.
At this time, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion to, under the library board, remove Leticia Detia and Mario Reyes and appoint Teresa Sloss and George Rodea. That's my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item, consider the appointment of board members related to the Civil Service Commission.
At this time, Mr. Juan, I'm gonna go ahead and call for no action.
Number three, consider the removal and or appointment of board members related to the Keeps and Warm Municipal Board.
Okay, Mayor, at this time, I would like to name, Nadia Bowman to the beautification board and Jessica Sosa to the beautification board.
Is that in the motion, sir? Yes, it's in the motion. Is there a second? Is there a second? Motion dies. Any recommendations?
I want to make a motion.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm gonna make a motion to remove, Eric Guajalo, to replace with Homer Villarreal, and remove Abraham Alonso to be replaced with Rubio Muniz, and, ex-official Jessica Ramirez to be removed and replaced with, official Mayor Mario Garza.
So that's in the motion? I'll go ahead and second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item on discussion and possible action on all the following matters: discussion and possible action to approve a budget amendment out of the retained earnings in the utilities department in the amount of $1,500 and $97,000 on account 556-600-797 for a total of $101,500.
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. Come to you today to request a budget amendment out of the retained earnings, and out of a capital item that's in the current budget. The capital item, we have a surplus of $97,000. There's some money for some pumps that we're gonna buy for the radio reservoir that we didn't end up using, because the structure that was built out there in 2014, we were able to use those pumps, plumb them into the current infrastructure to supply water to the water plant, number one. So we, instead of putting those monies back in the coffer, I like to use them to amend the current budget to cover the costs for, current repairs that we need to do on several pumps at the water plant, several pumps and control panels for the lift station, and of course, control panels and pumps and motors at the wastewater plant. And the other one is for the storage building that we're going to erect at the water plant. When they expanded the new plant, they demoed the old storage building, and then they did some value engineering and took it out. Right now, we're renting Iconics, so I'd like to replace Iconics and stop paying the $200 a month that we're paying on that, and just build a permanent structure. We pay $200 a month
And where would the storage building?
at the water plant number 2. It's for them to store the materials and supplies that they have at their plant. Right now, it's all being stored at Iconics.
Official size.
Yeah, it's 24 by 24 with the concrete slab. Yeah, so it's basically roughly the same size as Iconics.
And so with this amount, you'd be okay?
Yes, sir.
Safe to say that you can cover it?
Yes, sir, we'll be able to cover all the costs to the end of the year. Unless we have another lightning strike or something along those lines. We won't have any.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Salinas? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Is there a second? It's been second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Next item, discussion and possible action to remove and solicit request for qualifications for agent director for insurance programs. Yes, sir. Very, let's say, in 2 years, we'd like to solicit RFQs to see what's out there in the market and see what benefits we can get from somebody who's for the current.
So just basically what you're saying is just to go out for these proposals to see who's got a good rate and what they can offer the city employees. Okay. How long would it take, Mr. Hyman? You know, more or less?
It could take more than a month because we have to get Blue Cross Blue Shield to share our experience, our census information, and to post it for at least 10 days. So, but.
Is that the company you guys are choosing for that, recommending for Blue Cross Blue Shield?
There's no recommendation, Commissioner.
Just go out and get bids?
Well, in this item, it says discuss possible action to remove and solicit requests for qualifications for the agent of record for employee benefit, insurance
Well, the
benefits.
reason I'm asking because you named the company,
Well,
but it's.
yeah, I would, and I apologize, because I want to kind of interject, I know what it says here on our agenda, and it's talking about agent of record, and so there's an agent of record, and then you have the insurance companies that make, through the agent of record, they make proposals for health insurance. Right now, we're not talking about health insurance, we're talking about agent of record. Now, this city has the power to recognize whoever they want their agent of record to be, irrespective of whatever services are being provided by for through workers' comp or health insurance or whatnot. But what the motion is here is whether or not we want to go ahead and go out and do some request for qualifications to select our agent of record. Now, once we do that, we still can, therefore, the agent of record, depending on when our renewals are different, they can go out and start shopping around on your behalf. But right now, what I'm looking at is the possibility of going for RFQs for the agent himself. And then he goes out there and goes and shops around all the insurance providers and so forth, whenever the time is right.
So, this item here has to be kind of finalized by October 1st, Mr. Cordero, or as far as making a decision down the
Well,
road?
we try to do it to coincide with our budget, because depending on rates and depending on that, we try to get it to coincide with our budget.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll give us a better feel of what we can go with and what we need to exclude, so that's part of the process.
But we're on time here, because if you choose to go for RFQs on an agent of record, it's good to start doing that now, because once you recognize that agent, now at least all the other companies out there know who they're dealing with, so that way they can help you get a better insurance rate and so forth, or whatever. That's correct.
That's true, and an agent of record could advise us on our end date currently, which is October 31st with Blue Cross Blue Shield, because we extended the bid last year. So we're a little bit late, but I think there is an agent of record could advise us on whether we can try and get insurance earlier, so we can make a decision on the budget. We'll know exactly what we're gonna be facing. Yeah.
Be effective October 1st.
At this time, the city manager asked Blue Cross Blue Shield to provide us with a re-rate early, so we can make plans for our budget, but they came back with a rate for the exact insurance that we have right now. It was a significant increase. And they also offered an alternate plan, which was a smaller network, and which was like a 4% increase.
So what was that increase when we mentioned about significant increase?
Was at the beginning was 21% increase, and then we negotiated down to 18%. So I think it's a little bit too high, this is the reason why we made it see that.
And this is the one that we have right now.
Any other question? With that being said, is there a motion approved?
Motion approved, Richard.
Is there a second? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Aye. Motion carries.
Under consent agenda, I've got A, B, and C, which is the first one, consider second and final reading of notice for the zoning request for the multi-family residence, disregard and then proceeding from the residence. Item B, consider second and final resident of notice of the provisional use permit for the sale of alcoholic beverages for on-premise consumption at Lisa Sports Club. And item C, consider second and final reading of the notice for conditional use permit for the sale of alcoholic beverages for on-premise consumption at Armbar Sports Club. And item D, the monthly correction report for May 2019.
This time, is there anything we need to amend under consent agenda or remove, amend or remove? If not, is there a motion to approve? So moved. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes.
The next item on the executive session, the Juan City Commission will convene executive session according to the Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas statutes and co-segregated government code, chapter 551.071, consultation with the attorney and Texas government code. Pursuant to section 551.071, consultation with the attorney, reference to the comprehensive study update. We're going to bring it into executive session, if you don't always wait here outside. This is just to give you an update as to what we are, not necessarily with any fees or anything like that. We've been working with this consultant for the past year. responses, coming hopefully to implement in October first. So maybe we can, next couple of weeks, here in July, that we can have that, workshop for us to come in this time.
Together?
Yes, we can do. And that'll be only the rate study, my mistake, right? For the, at the workshop, it's only gonna be for the rate study, that's the important.
Okay.
And that one was not planning.
Which one?
The last.
There's no action. So no action at this time. Okay, so we're done. Is there?
No, basically, he advised you what he was gonna advise you in executive, since there was no reason to go into executive, so we're gonna just see the stats on that. So no action to be taken, since we didn't go into an executive, we don't need to reconvene, so that we just need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, I know. Is there a motion to adjourn? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. This motion is, this meeting is adjourned at 6:33 p.m. Thank you.